Good morning, everybody. Come on, let's get up. Sing our opening song. I woke up this morning with my mind stayed on spirit. Woke up this morning with my mind stayed on spirit. Woke up this morning with my mind stayed on spirit. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Walking and talking with my mind stayed on spirit. Walking and talking with my mind stayed on spirit. Walking and talking with my mind stayed on spirit. Hallelujah, hallelujah,
Good morning, CSL, Simi Valley, worldwide, virtual wide. Good to have you with us this morning. I know we've been singing that song since I got there, and every time I just woke up this morning with my mind backstroke, jerk. I just love to dance to it. I love to sing it. I love the way it puts a spirit in me. I hope it does the same for you. And if not, well, we'll have a community meeting. You can vote to give another song for us to start the service with. So, we are here again. And I have a very special announcement to make to you today because we didn't do Volunteer of the Month. Did you think we forgot? Did not forget. Volunteer of the Month for May 2020 for loving support and participation in keeping our spiritual community together in oneness. We thank, we honor you. You are the virtual volunteer of the month, our virtual community of loving hearts and open minds. Each and every one of you are our volunteers of the month, for volunteering to be with us, for volunteering to hold us together, for volunteering to stay as one, and to expand our community. We welcome all those that were not able to come to our sanctuary when we were in sanctuary that are joining us here in this virtual world for what we call Virch, and to deepen this experience of what it means to be a volunteer and what it means for you to be. Oh, you know what else? I noticed my classes, they seem like they... Here, I'm going to try this because I really want to make eye contact with you. So I'm going to put them down on my nose so that I can see you eye to eye, because this is important for you to understand why the board has chosen you to be Volunteer of the Month. I bring you now Reverend Johanna Van Gelder to explain more about that.
Good morning, volunteers of the month. It's great that you're here, and the board chose you as the volunteer of the month, each and every one of you, because you contributed to this community, to CSL Simi Valley, that has now spread out throughout the country. I haven't seen any participants from other countries yet, but who knows, maybe they're here as well. So through your efforts, through your love, through your willingness to come together, even though we shelter in place, it is so valuable. Everything you do uplifts another's heart. So as a thank you, I'm going to read you a blessing from John O'Donohue that speaks to who you are. And the blessing is called For Presence. Let's take a deep breath. Awaken. Awaken to the mystery of being here and enter the quiet immensity of your own presence. Awaken to the mystery of being here, and right now take a breath and enter the quiet immensity of your own presence. Have joy and peace in the temple of your senses. Receive encouragement when new frontiers beckon. Respond to the call of your gift and the courage to follow its path. Let the flame of anger free you of all falsity. May warmth of heart keep your presence aflame. May anxiety never linger about you. May your outer dignity mirror an inner dignity of soul. Take time to celebrate the quiet miracles that seek no attention. Be consoled in the secret symmetry of your soul. And may you experience each day as a sacred gift woven around the heart of wonder. May you experience each day as a sacred gift woven around the heart of wonder.
That's beautiful. Thank you so much for that. Johanna, I know we said we were just going to do it once, but would you feel like reading it a second time? It just feels so good.
For Presence by John O'Donohue. Awaken to the mystery of being here. And this is for all of you, the volunteers of the month. Take it in. It is for you. Awaken to the mystery of being here and enter the quiet immensity of your own presence. Have joy and peace in the temple of your senses. Receive encouragement when new frontiers beckon. Respond to the call of your gift, and the courage to follow its path. Let the flame of anger free you from all falsity. May warmth of heart keep your presence aflame. May anxiety never linger about you. May your outer dignity mirror an inner dignity of soul. Take time to celebrate the quiet miracles that seek no attention. Be consoled in the secret symmetry of your soul. And may you experience each day as a sacred gift woven around the heart of wonder.
That's beautiful. O'Donohue is just such a special voice. I'm so grateful that he was such a prolific writer, and my heart breaks that he's not with us to continue that writing. He left us way too soon. So congratulations to all of you for being our volunteers of the month. And thank you, Reverend Johanna, for teaching me about the practice of hearing poetry twice so that it can deepen and, as you say, land on the heart and bypass the conscious mind. So thank you for that. And let me remind you that this idea of coming together in community, all that we do, how everyone joins in to make the verts for us, bringing our special cameo appearances, the wonderful artists who've been recording things for us, all of you who've been recording things, including the announcements. It's just fantastic. And how we continue to be of service to one another, checking on those who are not in the virtual world, going to see Bill Tilden, keeping up with Dee Malore, all those that with Judith, with Rosita, with other members who are not connecting in this technical way. So we keep our community together because we are all about living our vision and our mission. I'd like for you to join me now as we do our mission and vision statement, and here it is. We're community, inclusive, loving, and authentic. We celebrate all paths to God in gratitude, empowering self and others. We serve compassionately through outreach, inspiration, and education. That's who we are. That's why we're here. And here's what we do.
Good morning. This is Peter.
Al and Wally.
And here's
what we do. Welcome to our live Vert service here on Facebook. We're here each week sharing this service with family and friends around the country, around the world. By clicking the share button on your Facebook page, remember, no one need feel isolated or alone at this time. That's how we stay together while apart. Verts will be available on our YouTube channel, CSL Simi Valley, and on the homepage at our website, cslsimi.org later today. The CSL Simi Valley website also has a link to our archive services.
And I get donuts.
And get ready for a dip in the love pool as Darlene Bellis, our resident guided imagery expert, invites you to go deep, really deep, when she explores being at home with yourself. That's Wednesday, May 20th at 7 o'clock p.m. Dive into the love pool on Zoom. Meeting ID is 256-864-274. Password is 473831. The link and password will be sent with our weekly e-blast, and on Monday, you can find it on our website calendar.
For those of you with children and know someone with children, we invite you to check out our Youth and Family Director, Dr. Susan Holton, for Play and Learn with Dr. Susan. Play and Learn with Dr. Susan lessons are posted during the week on our YouTube channel, CSL Simi Valley. You can also watch Dr. Susan's live streaming on Sunday morning at 9:30 through the CSL Simi website.
And join Reverend Stephen for practicing oneness at one. Meet daily for moments of reflection, inspiration, and support during these challenging times. Find him on his Facebook page at 1 o'clock Monday through Saturday.
If you would like to make a cameo appearance on our virtual Sunday Vert service, record a short video of yourself greeting the community. Video should be no longer than 30 seconds. Email your clip to Reverend Stephen at revstephen@cslsimi.org. Be creative, have fun, and we'll look for your video at the close of the service.
It's vital to our continuing to share the message that can help us change the world by supporting our center financially during this period. We thank those of you who are maintaining your regular giving, and to our new friends, we welcome your donations. You can use the donate button on our website, cslsimivalley.org, or
try our new text to give service. Text the word give to 805-600-5677. First timers just follow the prompts. Once complete, you can easily and quickly text your tax deductible donations and follow the service. Following the service, Dr. Susan will be standing at the church office to accept contributions in person. We are extremely grateful for your support.
CSL Simi's staff, practitioners, and ministers are at the ready to provide emotional and spiritual support. Reach out to them for prayer or any questions you have by email or calling the church office.
And now,
welcome to all of you viewing from wherever you are.
And thanks for spending the morning with us.
Now back to you, Reverend Stephen. Can I have my donuts now?
I'll take my quarantini.
This is fun. You don't have to drive anywhere.
All right, somebody head over to Krispy Kreme and get some donuts for Al. I don't know what a quarantini is, but I do know that it should be shaken, not stirred. And I'm so grateful that Wally doesn't have to get out and drive. But I do hope he's getting out on his bicycle as soon as he can. You guys are hilarious. Thank you for participating in our announcements. If you would like to do the announcements during our Vert service, just drop me an email and we'll figure out how to make it happen. Love to have as many people participate in giving the announcements as absolutely possible. you're going to have to hum some to top the Al Wally Peter and him with the background music with Marvin Gaye. That was awesome. Thank you guys. I really appreciate it. Okay, it's time to go into our art. We call it art for affirmation, reading, and treatment. And our practitioner of the day today is Reverend Maggie Erpin, and here she is now.
Good morning, CSL Simi Valley. I know this finds you healthy and filled with love. So I'm going to read the affirmation this morning, and then I'm going to ask you to read it with me. Soaring on updrafts of spiritual truth about myself, I break through the unimaginable into the zone of the attainable and the real. Okay, please read it with me. Soaring on the updrafts of spiritual truth about myself, I break through the unimaginable into the zone of the attainable and the real. The reading today is entitled Why Magic Happens When You Get Out of Your Comfort Zone by Tony Fackery. Neil Diamond Welsh once said, life begins at the end of your comfort zone. Brian Tracy followed that up with move out of your comfort zone. You can only grow if you're willing to feel awkward and uncomfortable when you try something new. When you take responsibility for your life, serendipitous events unfold and lead you to awaken your inner wisdom. At this level, you must be willing to step out of your comfort zone and meet life with passion and fervor. Life tosses us lemons. Well, at least that's what we suspect is happening. We may be sick and tired of being in a rut. Okay? I think we all feel that right now. Feeling uninspired, emotionally drained, and lacking direction. Don't despair, since you only simply are experiencing internal shift. From time to time, you may suffer periods of uncertainty, which on the surface appears as though your world is sinking. I think we all know that feeling. You might feel helpless and unable to navigate your journey ahead. Though you can't quite put your finger on it, something isn't quite right. Well, I think we all know what's going on with us. You know that part at least. Life seems harder and harder and requires more effort than usual. Everything is a chore. You feel emotional turbulence at the slightest episode when things don't go according to plan. Like any journey, the intention to reach one's destination is typically heralded by a goal or a plan, though you may not anticipate the rough waters ahead. That is, you might have to sail your boat in uncharted waters to reach your final destination. Life's journey is filled with countless lessons which maybe fail to concede when embroiled in their drama. There is a rhythm and timing to the universe. You must abide with it. You wish to release your potential. With that in mind, stepping out of your comfort zone may be paralyzing to some, since there is a level of anxiety associated with uncertainty. I think we're all pretty uncertain right now. You become accustomed to the familiar, to the rock of the boat. Disables your equilibrium. A quote by Lasso is to remember to allow the process of life to unfold without adding your drama to it. Life is a series of natural and spontaneous changes. Don't resist them. That only creates sorrow. Let reality be reality. Let things flow naturally forward in whatever way they like. So the last quote is from Robin Sharma, and I like this one. As you move outside of your comfort zone, what was once the unknown and frightening becomes the new normal. Take a deep breath. Let's go within right now. Knowing only truth, that God is all there is. God is in and through everything right here and right now. No matter what we see, whatever chaos we feel we're going through, whatever fear, we just take a deep breath and know God is here too. We step out of that comfort zone and allow that wonderful wisdom and intelligence to move through us, to create new ways to express, to find new passions, and new ways to love unconditionally. There's only God. God is I am is the only mantra we need. Right here and right now. So I release these words into the law of mind, knowing as they're said, they're done. And together we say, and so it is. Namaste.
And so it is. God is I am. It's so easy to finish. Thank you, Reverend Maggie. Thank you for those prayers and that great reading. It's so easy to say I am and then follow it with something. We do it all the time. I am happy, I am sad, I am sick, I am poor, I am rich. But try this. Just say, I am. Stop right there. I am. I am. There's such power in that. You are. You simply are. Alive, being, perfect expression. What a treat coming up for you right now. Our Virch service has taken our wonderful talent that comes to our center on a regular basis and put them in a whole new area of creativity. Last time ACB, Angela Carol Brown, was with us, she created these beautiful videos where she was silhouetted as if having a candlelight just on her face and the rest around her was dark. This week, you know what? I think the best thing is to just bring you Angela Carol Brown.
am not the color of my eyes. I am not the skin on the outside. I am not my age. I am not my race. My soul inside is all right. And it's all light. And it's all flight. I am light. I am light, I am light. I am divinity divine. I am the God on the inside. I am a star, a piece of it all, and I am light.
We call her ACB, Angela Carol Brown. I am light. That's a great follow-up to I am. I am light. That was so beautiful. And I just love it in the car. Beautiful. And take that energy, I am light, as we go into the God awareness place. We take ourselves into the gap. I bring you again, Reverend Maggie.
Now it's time for the gap. That 3 minutes that allows us to just go within. Take a deep breath and allow life to move in and through you. So do that right now. Please just take a really deep breath in through your abdomen. Let it go all the way out. Nobody's looking. And let it go. This God awareness place. Just allow yourself to go within right here and now. Boy, that felt good. I don't know if it felt good to you, but it did to me. Remember, you can do this. All you have to do is take a breath. That's a mini meditation. Just clear your mind. Go sit outside. Listen to the birds. Let the wind move through the trees, and just let go of everything and anything that you are currently worried about. God is here and will take care of you. I guarantee it.
I bring you now once again, Angela Carol Brown.
Don't you worry about a thing. Every little thing is gonna be alright. Sing and don't worry about a thing. Every little thing is gonna be alright. Rise up this morning. Smile with the rising sun. Three little birds perched by my doorstep, singing sweet songs of melodies pure and true, saying, "This is my message to you. Don't you worry about a thing. Every little thing is gonna be alright. Singing, don't worry about a thing. Every little thing is gonna be alright. Rise up this morning, smile with the shining sun. Three little birds perched by my doorstep, singing sweet songs of melodies pure and true, saying, "This is our message to you." Oh yeah, don't you worry about a thing. Every little thing is gonna be alright. Singing, don't worry about a thing. Every little thing is gonna be alright. Don't worry about a thing. Every little thing is gonna be alright. Singing, don't worry about a thing. Every little thing is gonna be alright. Don't you worry.
You got it, ACB. Not gonna worry about a thing, Angela Carol Brown. Man, I just love that she sang those songs in her car. I mean, that's just so sweet. They sound really beautiful, and I sound that good when I'm singing in the car too. At least to me, I sound that good when I'm singing in the car. I don't know about the passenger in the passenger seat, whether they have the same experience I'm having, but don't you worry about a thing. Yes, right. Everything's gonna be all right, especially when I am in the, catch this is a good segue, zonal flow. When you're in the zonal flow, everything's gonna be all right. See, I noticed that Dr. Holmes takes a lot of his analogies for spiritual truth and makes parables out of them using gardening, plant, soil, seed. He talks about that a lot. Well, I spend a lot of time looking at the weather. And what I've noticed about the weather is it's kind of like Earth's personality. And there are various flows and activities that are going on. And one of them is called weather phenomenon. And one of them is called zonal flow. Zonal flow is latitudinal. It's west to east. It's the kind of flow that for here in Southern California is part of why we have such great weather. You see this onshore flow bringing that cool Alaskan current Pacific Ocean air across the land to cool off in the night, to give us those great nights, low clouds and little scattered fog in the mornings, and then the warmth of the desert heating up the atmosphere so that those low clouds and fog burn away by the afternoon, and so we're left over with this really beautiful temperate climate that we have here. That's the result of zonal flow. It's milder, it's consistent, and when the moisture gets caught into it, like when we have the pineapple connection in the middle of winter, that becomes a very nurturing, moisture-laden, westerly wind flow pattern that brings this nice steady rain that nurtures the rich and fertile San Joaquin Valley, and also our own oranges and strawberries and avocados that grow here in Southern California. It's the perfect setup. Now, the opposite of that, or not the opposite, but the other flow pattern that's predominant around is the meridional flow. That's longitudinal, north-south. Now, that flow, that's the violent flow. That's the clash of air masses that creates the intense storms that we hear about in the Great Plains, for example, where the Arctic air has nothing stopping it coming out of Alberta. That's why they call it the Alberta Clipper. Nothing stopping that air coming down across the plains except some barbed wire and some fence post. That air just races down into Texas, and it meets the Gulf air. Kabang! Violent expressions of storminess. So, do you want to live your life as a meridional, longitudinal, violent, stormy experience, or do you want to be in the zonal flow of the east to west, the west to east experience of life, huh? That's the spiritual idea that comes with it. See, spiritually, in my mind, the meridional, that's the win-lose. That's the flash bang. That's the get rich quick scheme. That's the I gotta conquer you idea. Whereas the zonal flow, that's the laid back flow. That's when spirit is asking for its best in us to shine through. That's when our latent talent is to be expressed more fully. You see, when we're in the zonal flow, it brings the longer term, or makes real the longer term happiness. It supports our health. It brings power. It brings love. You see, this is part of our life experience. Dr. Holmes talks about this when he says that you exist. That divine feeling, fire, imagination, and creativity may be expressed through you. I exist so that divine feeling, that divine fire, that divine imagination and creativity may be expressed through us. And it's expressed through us in many ways when we're in the zone. Now, the zonal flow is a little noticed call. And I'll talk about why it's a little noticed call. Some of it is just the nature of being in the zone. But part of it is that we celebrate, and Maggie talked about it, we celebrate getting out of the comfort zone. And yes, we should. Because when you're in the comfort zone, you're staying in your habit. You're lining up yourself for boredom. It's a non-evolutionary experience, but most important from a spiritual perspective, when we're in the comfort zone, then we're not God responsive. We're not God responsive. But we get into the zonal flow. That's our nudge to originality. I've redefined nudge. Nudge is nourished under divinely guided energy. See, we become nourished under divinely guided energy into our originality when we're in the zonal flow. You know, Thomas Edison tried to get Henry Ford to come work for him. He said, Thomas Edison, who experimented with 10,000 different possibilities to get the filament for the light bulb before he finally found the right one, tried to convince Henry Ford not to make cars because he wasn't getting anywhere. That's a conundrum. But at any rate, Henry Ford was in the zone about making cars, and he told Thomas Edison politely, not going to happen. I'm going to make a car. And you saw the result. Some of you may even drive the result. I did for a long time. Ben Franklin. I mean, where would we be? Would we even be able to do this right now? Maybe somebody else would have discovered electricity and how to use it. But would we be here right now? Would we be celebrating and talk? Would I be talking about him if he had popped out of the zone and not stayed in the zone to fly that kite with the key on it? Or the Wright brothers. Now, people were saying, no, this isn't going to work. You've crashed those things so many times. But they were in the zone. They were in the zone to their originality, currently. I was trying to say, where was that word? Use your word, Steve. But the thing I want to talk about here is that when we're in the zone, the push toward originality, something incredible is happening for us. There is this insistent and universal desire for self-expression in the divine urge within us. Even God himself tapping at the walls of our heart, urging us on to a fuller life, as Dr. Holmes tells us. That's what's happening when we're responding to that nudge, that nurturing under divine guidance, that energy there that Henry Ford followed, that Ben Franklin followed, that Tom Berners-Lee followed. Who's Tom Berners-Lee? We wouldn't be doing this right now if it wasn't for him. He's WWW. He's the guy that put this internet stuff together for us, right? Or Douglas Englehart, another in the zone kind of guy, thinking about stuff from his space of originality. Douglas Englehart. Who is he? He created the mouse, right? And it's interesting. The reason it's called the mouse is he was enamored by the idea that the cord, it had a cord at the time. Some of you don't have mouses with cord anymore. Mice with cords anymore. But that's why it was called a mouse, because it had the tail coming out of the back. Yeah. Anyway, so all of these guys and so many more, they followed that nudge. They were in their zone. They answered the little noticed call. To be yourself, as Dr. Holmes says. Be yourself and express life as you find it. Never imitate. Trust the self. Trust yourself when your friend want to hire you away from your experiment. When people say, hey, you crashed and you still know you want to fly. When people say the idea of an internet is crazy, why are you bothering that? But you do it anyway. When people say they don't need a mouse, why do you need that? You've got a keyboard. No, but Tom and the Wright brothers and Doug and Ben and Henry, they went on and brought their original ideas. They came for it, Trust the self. But what about the self are we to trust? It's a reflective kind of a mirrored namaste experience. Like namaste is the God in me acknowledges and salutes the God in you. Well, this trust the self I'm talking about is the God in you, trusting the God in you, the God that is yourself, and trusting in that, trusting in the flow, trusting in the benefit of nature's flow. You see, when we can get into that flow, it's our cue to skidoo. It's our cue to skidoo, but not skidoo like escape. It's our cue to skidoo into our greatness. That is the result of what happens when you're being in the flow. Love this guy's name. Mihail Csikszentmihalyi. Mihail Csikszentmihalyi. He created, or he didn't create, he studied and then named this phenomenon that I'm talking about, that I'm calling zonal flow. He just called it flow. And he defined flow as when action and awareness merge. When the present moment is so enhanced that you are no longer self-conscious. You're not second guessing. You're not trying to figure out, is this right or is this wrong? And not only that, but when you're in that moment, time is altered. It escapes. It's that experience that you get into where you go like, oh, I'm going to do this for 30 minutes and 3 hours go by. That's the zone we're talking about. And the thing about the zone that he also described it as, and I love this, you enter into the autotelic state. I love that. Autotelic state, two Greek words in origins, auto and telos, right? To be self and goal oriented. It's to the zone I'm talking about is when the reward is for the sake of its own benefit. That's the reward. The doing is the reward. Can you reward yourself with zonal flow? Can you express yourself from a space of originality in zonal flow? That's the experience that they're talking about. And it's an experience that we are set up for. It's this guy named I call him Rod because we all call him Rod. Then he wrote a book and he changed his name to Hyatt. Rod Hyatt, he didn't change his name, that's his middle name. Rod Hyatt Carter, in a book called Thinking is the Best Way to Travel, says that flow is built into the very nature of reality to encourage both personal and cultural evolution. Flow built into the very nature of reality to encourage both personal and cultural evolution. You see, this experience is what moves us forward. If it weren't for flow, the auto industry wouldn't be the way it was. Power grid may not be how it is. Flights could have been different. Who knows whether we'd have this internet? And would you have a cordless mouse if you never had a corded mouse? I don't know. But those personal goals led to a cultural evolution. You see, zone is where flow is where imagination meets reality, or imagination becomes reality. Flow promotes growth. Flow is where we evolve. Now, there's another component of flow that is very interesting and necessary. Flow cannot become the comfort zone. The zonal flow zone cannot become the comfort zone because, see, boredom kills flow. When you're in flow playing tennis, right, if you don't up-level your game, the tennis will become boring over time. If you don't get a better opponent, you don't get better, right? Michael Jordan, amazing basketball player. We all know that, right? I wonder how much more amazing he would have been if he had had one steady component to work against, like Magic and Larry Bird. The Magic and Bird combination, they fed off of each other and they got better because they competed against each other. Now, Michael Jordan had the entire NBA, I guess, was his his other side, Patrick Ewing and Isaiah Thomas. But the idea here is that when we're in flow, and this is how the personal and cultural evolution takes place. When we are in flow, the reward for its own sake is that we grow and we expand in our flow moments, so that, like Heraclitus says, you can't step into the same river twice. If you did step into the same river twice, there would be a diminishing return for stepping in the river, and that's the flow experience. If the flow experience is the same experience over and over again, there's a diminishing return. Therefore, it does not become autotelic. There is no reward for the sake of the reward because nothing is there to be rewarded. It's the same experience. You see, if there's no change in the river, there's no change in your experience. So we must have that exchange. Flow, zonal flow, is spirit's nature's nudge tool. It's that space. What's the other nudge that I had for it? Never underestimate God emerging. It's never underestimate divine good emerging. You see, that's the flow. That's the tool that it's available for us, and it uses it, and it's actually fun. It's actually quite fun to go into these experiences. It was fun for Magic Johnson and Larry Bird to play against each other. It was fun for the players to come against the skill of Michael Jordan. It's fun to get out on the tennis court and beat the guy who's better than you. And then you become better as a result of it, you know? Rod Carter says that it's a nature's trick. He says, one way nature gets us to do important things is to make it enjoyable. Flow is one of the things that nature has done to get us to do important things, and it makes it enjoyable. Now, I don't have children of my own. I'm a goddad to a number of kids. And I understand, and I've noticed from my parents, from my parents, because I was a kid once, but I've noticed that children ain't all that easy, right? However, it's very important that the human species has children so that we can be more humans, right? So we can continue to evolve and grow. As hard as it is to have children, and as important as it is to have children, even though it ain't easy, we do it again. We do it again and again and again and again. You see, this is the flow experience. There's joy in it, but there's reward in it, even if the joy and the reward require effort, sweat equity. See, for flow to meet its goals, flow must bring us to the important evolutionary moments of our lives. It must expand our awareness, it must expand our talent, it must expand our skill set, and therefore it expands the human species itself. It sustains humankind in that way. Flow adds the complexity to life. It's not just enough for the Defense Department to be able to communicate with each other. That had to expand to become the World Wide Web. It wasn't enough to be able to manipulate your computer with a keyboard. It needed a mouse. It wasn't enough to be able to travel by train, steamship, and car, horse and buggy across the country. We developed cars and planes, and finally spaceships to travel, and space stations to stay in space. The complexity is brought about by flow, people being in flow, meeting their goals. I went with my dad years ago to Ford Motor Company's computer space. It was a building. A building is held the computer in a building, right? We had to put on white clothes and special booties because any static electricity would blow the thing up. And now, right here in front of you, I got 3 computers, and I got a computer that I put in my pocket. You have one too. Flow has led to that kind of complexity. Flow is the it points to the direction of life, which is, as Dr. Holmes loves to say, is an upward spiral, evolutionary spiral, ever advancing higher and higher. That's where flow is so important. That's why I'm spending this time sharing it with you, so that you can be aware of those peak flow moments in your life when your actions and your awareness are merged as one, when you're so present to the activity that you're involved in, when you're not self-conscious, when time disappears and you're doing it just for the reward of doing it. It's not you're going to get paid. It's not you're going to get create some new invention. It's not that you're going to get a trophy. It's that you're going to get deep satisfaction from being yourself, from not imitating, from moving forward. See, physically, materially, zonal flow is evolutionary. But spiritually, zonal flow is the transcendent experience. It's the skidoo into transcendence, my friends. It's where we meet our goals, seen and unseen. It's where our imagination becomes attainable, and growth becomes not only real, but growth becomes repeatable. Repeatable. And why is all this true? Well, you see, since flow feels so good, there is a deep desire to recapture the experience again and again. We don't want the flow experience just once. We want the flow experience over and over and over. It's built into the very nature of reality. It's built into our desire for self-expression. It's built into us so that we can have this divine feeling of fire, imagination, and creativity. It's how we get nurtured under divinely guided energy. It's how we find peace and satisfaction. So, as you move into the week ahead, my invitation to you is to look for and be aware of the zonal moments when you're in zonal flow. And don't worry about trying to repeat it. You will repeat it. And when you come out of it, you'll be evolved, uplifted, and expressed in that much more fullness for your life. And so it is. Join me as we say our affirmation this morning. I think, oh, wow. Let me turn my audio up a little higher. I think I just noticed it's a little bit low. Join me as we say our affirmation this morning. Soaring on the updrafts of spiritual truth about myself, I break through the unimaginable into the zone of the attainable and the real. The attainable and the real. In the zone. Oh, I forgot already. All right, I'm supposed to put these down here. A little frog in my throat. This is our time for going into healing prayer. Pardon me for a moment while I clear my throat and we go to the healing prayer. So I invite you to just go within. Start with that I am. I am. See what follows. What rises up in consciousness? I am. For me at this moment, I am grateful. I am in full expectancy of joy. What follows your I am? Let's know that together in prayer. The great I am is the only thing that is. It expresses in multiplicity, individualized as myself, as everyone here on the Birch service with us, as those that will tune in later today, those that we hold in our hearts and our minds. This is what I know is true, that I am a part of the only thing that is, and this power, this presence in the universe that is infinite intelligence, infinite supply and substance, brings forth more good and joy into my life in each and every moment. And what I know is true for me, I know is true for all those with whom I am connecting in whatever form it takes. I know that this power and this presence brings infinite ideas for joy, for the reality of more good, through the expression of harmony in relationship, for the perfect and right expression in work, so that my talents and skills and abilities are put forth in ways that benefit not just me and my autotelic experience, but all those that are in the universe at this same time with me, sharing time on the planet together. This I know is true for me, and I know it is true for each and every person listening. There is a power for good in the universe, and we are using that power through love and law to manifest a more joyous experience of life for each and every one of us. I hold this truth for this moment as it deepens in consciousness. You see, I hold the truth in mind in this moment only for the awareness of changing the belief in my own consciousness. And as that belief is changed through faith and understanding, I now release it with gratitude to a law that knows exactly what to do with it, when to do with it, how to do with it, and where to do with it, and why it's doing it, and it is doing its work now on behalf of me and each and every one of you. And this is why I easily say, and so it is. Thank you for that prayer moment. Oh, okay. I'm going to scroll down through our assortment of things to see what is coming up next, and I see it, I see it, I see it. Oh, yes, it's the time to practice the law of circulation. I'm really excited about this. Not so much about, yes, well, here's why I'm excited. We're always looking for new ways to connect with folks, and we've got this new software. It's called Breeze, and it's going to allow us to reach out to you through texting, through emails, and make a better community through our shared connections with one another with technology. But another thing it does in this practicing law of circulation, it allows us to do this thing called text to give. So you can text to what is it? I should know it already. 805. This is it. It's 805-600-5677. 805-600-5677. 5677. That's how it works. You can also donate live with Dr. Susan right after the service, or you can go to our cslcme.org/donating. But I didn't want you to leave the service, and you don't have to leave the service if you use the text to give. We also have a pledge that we do, and I like to remind people on a regular basis that this pledge is not about simply supporting the center. When you say these words, this is about supporting your life and the life of all those that you care for, because we are all CSL Simi Valley. We are all under the auspices of divine love. Join me as we say this affirmation that was generated from Reverend Johanna's prayer class. It's absolutely powerful. It says, divine love is doing its perfect work here and now. Divine love harmonizes, divine love adjusts, divine love prospers, divine love foresees everything and richly provides every good thing for CSL Simi Valley now. Divine love is, let me hear you, victorious. And for our gift blessing, I bring you Reverend Maggie.
Thank you for sharing. We appreciate everything you do for the center. I'm sending you all love. So let's just know right here and right now that these donations that we have received keep the center going and everyone in it. We know that everything comes to us easily and effortlessly right here and now, that we are all blessed and loved, and that we feel everything from our heart space. We are so grateful for everyone in the center, for everyone anywhere that donates to us to keep our lights on and the doors, well, open somewhat. I'm so grateful for everyone. Grateful for this opportunity to be with you. I know this is the only truth that is. And together we say, and so it is.
We were born for the wind, oh so young than the sun, ere the bonny boat was won, as we sailed into the misty. Hark now, hear the sailors cry, smell the sea and feel the sky. Let your soul and spirit fly into the misty. When that foghorn blows, I will be coming home. When that foghorn blows, I wanna hear it. I don't have to fear it. I wanna rock my gypsy soul, just like way back in the days of old. That magnificently we will float into the misty. When that foghorn blows, I will be coming home. When that foghorn whistle blows, I wanna hear it. I don't have to fear it. I wanna rock my gypsy soul, just like a way back in the days of old. That magnificent
Wow. You know, I had another feeling as I was watching Angela sing from her car. I was thinking that pretty soon that car is going to be packed up with boxes because she's moving to Kansas City. I'm so grateful for all the things that she has done for our center. We all are. We all love ACB. She was our choir director, a regular appearance as a guest musician before that. Brings Kurt and Kara, the chanting group, to the center, and just brings her presence. And we're all just so grateful for you. Thank you for all that you have done for us. And this vehicle we have created here means that we take no excuses for you not performing for us. You can, if you can get in your car and sing a song, you can put it on whatever we do, Dropbox or whatever, and get it to me, and we will continue to have you singing. And anytime you come back to LA, you know you have to come home to CSL Simi Valley. We share you with Granada Hills, and I know that all of us from Granada Hills to Simi Valley and all across Southern California will miss you when you pack up for KC in a couple of weeks. Send us some barbecue and send Al some donuts. You know, we do the healing prayer at the end of the service, but throughout the week we have a wonderful crew of ministers and practitioners that are available for you for prayer, and you can contact them through this link right here, cslcme.org/prayer-request, and you can give your prayer request to us, and we will pray and treat for your truth, using our consciousness to know that which your consciousness may need a little help with. And that's why we're here for that. It's been a very full service, and what we think about, you know, everything that we do is, well, I just think that sometimes so much happens, it might be nice to just kind of go back. And Johanna and I have been talking about it, and she's here now, Reverend Johanna, to give you a recap of what's going on this morning.
Everything in the service has a purpose. So I'll just give you a quick recap so that what happened in the service this morning anchors in our bodies and we take it with us throughout the week. Okay, so we started with a community song. Even our start is important. The community song, Woke Up This Morning with My Mind Set on Spirit. What a great, not even concept, what a great practice that the moment you wake up in the morning, you know, you have your mind on spirit, you have your mind on the good. And then we talked about the volunteers of the month. You, who have, you know, we bathe in the quiet immensity of your presence. Thank you so much for being here. Then we read our community vision statement to keep the vision in front of us, and followed by announcements. Well, these three guys have gotten several names now from you. The Three Musketeers, or the Pep Boys, Manny, Mo, and Jack, or the husbands of Simi Valley. It was a joy to see you. Thank you so much for doing that. Darlene Bellis, the announcement was Darlene Bellis will do the service this Wednesday with guided imagery. She's really good at it. Join us. Then Reverend Maggie did art. And Reverend Maggie always speaks from the heart and from her own experience. That makes her words so powerful. And her quote at the end of her reading was, as you move outside of your comfort zone, what was once the unknown and frightening becomes the new and normal. And then we heard from ACB, Angela Carol Brown. We love you so much. And she was reminding us of who we are. I am the light. Angela, you brought tears to our eyes and you lit up our hearts. We have the gap meditation. We do the spiritual practices in the service because that's what we're also doing throughout the week. It supports us. So we're practicing here together in community. Then ACB came on again, Three Little Birds, reminding us to stay in the flow and that everything will be all right. And by the way, when you sang that, somebody was wondering if you have a band in your trunk. I don't think so, but it sounded like it. You know, Reverend Stephen spoke on the Zonal Flow. And as somebody said, he's giving his spiritual forecast. These are some of his points. Notice your flow moments, and when you're there, let yourself be nourished under divinely guided imagery. In other words, follow the nudge. You can return to the flow moments. You can return to the flow moments again and again. You do have a choice. Trust the self. Flow expands us. Through your flow moments, your imagination becomes real. Then after Reverend Stephen's talk or Reverend Stephen's forecast, we had a healing prayer. We participated in speaking our words for the benefit of all. Then we participated in the offering, in the flow of circulation, the flow of good for us all. Reverend Maggie blessed the offering, knowing that we're all blessed. Her blessing the offering is also an example how we can bless our own money, all the money we receive in our lives. And then again, we heard from Angela Carol Brown. I want to rock my gypsy soul. I'm soaring into the mystic. Thank you, Angela. Blessings to you. I know you soar into the mystic.
And she wouldn't thank herself, but I'm going to. I'm just going to gush because I'm so fortunate to have the most wonderful partner, Reverend Johanna, who just is my spiritual rock. And I'm just, I'm verklempt. Just thank you. Thank you for the recap. Thank you for all the support, and thanks for co-producing this service with me to allow us to. I'm looking over at her right now to allow us. You gonna take some? You gonna take some glory?
No, not really. I just forgot to say something.
Oh,
That I just posted the link to the Après Verge. It's our community meeting. It's like the get together on Zoom. And Reverend Stephen has it set up that if you want prayer with a practitioner, he actually has private rooms that you can enter with a practitioner and you can receive your prayer. So please join us.
see, that's what I'm talking about. Even the things I forget, she remembers. It's just awesome. It's a great, you're a sweet partner. I love you, honey. Okay, so now, where are we? We're done. I should have known that. She just did the recap. Of course, that means we're done. Let me go behind my glasses again. Let's do our closing benediction before Sherry sings us out, and the words will be on the screen so you can sing along with her and dance. I know Darlene will be dancing. And then there's a special treat at the end of the service. Somebody that you all know, and it'll be really just sweet to see her because she doesn't get on the internet. Here we go. I'm at home in the heart of God. My life is anchored in truth. I can never be separate. I live in the consciousness of peace. I release all fear. I am living love.
I release, I let go, I let the spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the spirit. Yes, I'm only for God. I release, I let go, I let the spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. I'm only for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God.
Hello to everybody.
Tell me where.
Right now,
Hello, everybody.
this is Ola.
This is Ola.
Good morning, my quirky, creative community committed to consciousness. How are you? Darlene Bellis here. This Wednesday, I'm going to be on the Zoom for Center for Spiritual Living, Simi Valley. Please join me. I'm going to be talking about being at home with yourself, finding that place, the secret place of the Most High, no matter what is going on. Join me, collaborate, co-create. Let's have some fun, some playful wisdom. 7 to 8 this Wednesday. See you there.